Boys and girls, I'm so excited about creating the sun for our lovely castles, but we have a couple steps before we finish off our castles today. One of them is we're going to make our castle become emphasized by cutting it out and adding cardboard on the back so it stands out a bit. So right now I'm in the process of cutting out my castle, and if you notice the way that I'm cutting, I'm making sure that I cut a bit of the black marker off, but I'm also making sure that I don't leave any white along the edge, and I don't cut off too much of the black where I don't have my castle anymore. So you're needing to be very mindful of your line. If you're wanting to, you could take a black marker and thicken this line up a bit to make it a little bit more bold and easier to cut out. So now it's all set. I've cut it out, and I'm going to turn it upside down so I can prepare the back of it. So I need a few supplies. I have glue, a piece of cardboard, and scissors. And I'm needing to position these pieces of cardboard in an appropriate area so my castle is firmly adhered to the background. And so to do that, I'm going to need quite a few pieces of cardboard. And a dot of glue should do for each of the pieces. And I'm just going to position them on the perimeter of my castle. Also making sure that I'm not allowing any of the cardboard to show to the front. So I could flip it over and just test it to see if any of the cardboard is appearing along the edges. I certainly wouldn't want that to distort from all the beautiful details I've added on my castle. And like any work of art, you just need to have a great deal of care and patience. So now I'm all set. I have all the pieces of cardboard attached, and now I'm going to begin planning out my drawing for my sun. And you should all have this sheet called Sun, Roll, and Draw, and it has 4 different rolls to make one complete sun, and a die. So I have my die, a pencil, and my sun paper. But right now I'm going to put that aside because I want to make sure that I have my sun in a location that I'm going to be able to see it when I add my castle on top of this blue sheet of paper. So I'm carefully getting everything ready for that. Put aside my castle and my other materials. So my castle is just lightly in place. I'm not going to glue it down, and I'm going to make a small mark where I'm going to be placing my sun. And now the fun begins. I'm going to roll my dice. I have rolled a 6. And I'm looking down to the bottom of the page. And I'm going to form the sun in the style of Miss Mary Blair, an artist from Disney World and Disneyland. Now let's see what a 4 brings. I'm going to go down to the 4th row, and I need to notice that I'm adding eyes. So the second time I roll my die, I'm going to be working on the eyes of my sun. Oh boy, I did that fast, didn't I? I'm all finished drawing my sun, and now I'm going to check out what my castle looks all set. Perfect. We have a few other steps. We're going to take care of gluing as well as adding a bit more designs in the background, and we'll talk about that later. Thank you.